The union of Funimation and Crunchyroll is a win for anime fans around the world that will elevate the art and culture of this medium for decades to come. Could you be any more full of shit? Yeah, hello and welcome back to Kinda Neat. So if you haven't heard the news already, Funimation just closed the deal and agreed to buy Crunchyroll for a whopping $1.175 billion. This was perhaps the single largest shift in the anime industry since, ever. And of course it was announced in a Funimation article titled, "Fans win! Not Sony wins a death grip on the anime industry. Not Crunchyroll wins $1.175 billion. But the fans win. That's us, guys. Woo!" And what exactly did we win, you might ask? Well, I don't know. The elevation of art and culture, I guess? So is this the end of anime as we know it? Will the industry be overrun with censorship, scummy practices, and terrible subtitles? Meh, not really. At least not more than it already has. Contrary to the totally unbiased and diverse group of individuals known as Reddit, I really don't think this is that big a deal. And in the end, it might actually be a good thing for you as a viewer. So I guess fans win? But like everything, there are pros and cons. Pro: you no longer have to pay for and access multiple websites, or I guess at least as many websites, to find the anime that you want to watch. Con: in the long term, you might actually end up just paying double, since Funimation's biggest competitor and price regulator just got wiped off the face of the earth.
But what about me?
Shut up, High Dive. The adults are trying to talk. Sorry about that, kids, am I right? Don't cry, you little Con: this could potentially lead to anime being less profitable for the actual creators, because up until now, every new season of anime, Funimation and Crunchyroll had to fight to the death over who gets the rights to simulcast certain shows, each driving the price up higher and higher. So now that there's less competition fighting over the shows, the studios have lost some of their bargaining power. So what'll happen to the actual streaming apps themselves? Well, neither Funimation or Crunchyroll is particularly known for having a good user experience. So will the merger solve this problem, or just increase the traffic to the same subpar websites, lowering the speeds for everyone? Really, only time will tell, but we do have one glint of hope. 3 letters. VRV. VRV is a streaming bundle, formerly including Funimation, Crunchyroll, and whatever these are. But a few years ago, Funimation was swapped out for High Dive. Thanks to VRV's low price, beautiful interface, and fully functioning video player, it's easily my favorite streaming service, and it just so happens to be owned by Crunchyroll. So, as far as I can tell, it'll be included in this deal. In a perfect world, Funimation and Crunchyroll would just merge together into the VRV website and be called Funiroll or something like that. But I think that's pretty unlikely. So I'm very curious to see what's going to become of VRV, because it would seem sort of pointless to bundle their new mega service, Funiroll, with their new biggest competitor, High Dive. But if they remove High Dive, then it's pretty much just a Funiroll subscription plus whatever these are. So they're sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Probably the biggest concern I've seen so far is that Sony's working to build an international anime monopoly.
Everyone plays Monopoly, and now there's Monopoly Anime.
Not only does Sony own Funimation and now Crunchyroll, but they also own the anime production company, which you'll probably recognize as the opening to every anime ever. And even deeper, Aniplex owns Cloverworks, Of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai and The Promised Neverland fame, as well as A1 Pictures, known for a ridiculous number of popular anime. So is Sony planting the seeds for an anime monopoly? Nope. Even before this merger, it was already a full-blown rice field, just waiting to be shaped into delicious little Sony onigiri. So am I that worried? Meh. First off, it's not like Crunchyroll was this holy saint of an indie company. It was just as guilty as Funimation of censorship, poor translations, and a website that looks like it was designed in the 1970s. Yes, predating the internet itself. So I don't necessarily think that any of the issues we already had before will be intensified by this merger. If anything, it'll just give us an easier target for our complaints. I would be far more worried if, like, Disney was gonna buy Crunchyroll. That would be an absolute nightmare, and I would actually be concerned that they'd start censoring everything, like Araragi's muscles. But all things considered, if anyone's going to have an anime monopoly, a Japanese company like Sony's probably not that bad. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some random weeb on the internet, so I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. But none of this really matters anyways, because Funiroll is gonna go under the second Anilog goes live. Or will it? Click here to find out. Ciao.